Hello everyone, this is Tim, and today I'm going to talk about how you can win by failing. And this is actually going to be a video response to several videos that I've watched previously. I'll try to put links down below to all of them. The idea is that there are times when failing a role makes the session or even campaign more memorable. And as a player, I think most GMs would be all right with you deciding that, on this roll I'm going to intentionally fail. I'm going to hold my hand over the dice and say, you know what? I'm going to choose to fail on this one. Or I refuse to roll. Or I'm not going to roll that saving throw. Whatever the situation entails. I've seen several players do this over the years, and usually it brings about something, a situation or an event that is just very much different than what it could have been. And it's always more interesting when they do this, I see. These videos also got me into thinking about a different sort of mechanic for a game. Maybe more of a more rules light, almost free-form game. At the start of the game, the players and the GM could come up with a certain percentage of the time your character is going to fail, a certain percentage of the time your character is going to succeed. The trick here is, though, is that the player gets to decide when those failures and successes happen. So the way I was thinking about it is like 10 rules. If you pick 80% of the time, your player is going to succeed. Out of 10, events that would normally require a roll, it's up to the player to decide if they're going to succeed or fail, but they have to keep track of them. So you could succeed on the first 8 rolls and then fail on the last 2, or succeed, mostly in the middle with a failure on the end or at the beginning. As long as you had that correct percentage, that would be good. That's what the play test of this idea would be all about. And I think it'd be interesting to see the players put into that situation. So I think different player types would react differently to that. I think some would save all the successes for the last 8 rolls, thinking that the big bad at the end, they're going to need those rolls for that. But you know that big bad might be like roll number 17. So it's hard to sort of figure out what rolls are you going to need, which ones you're not going to need, and when it's good to fail and when it's not. But that might be some idea that you guys can play test out there if you have a group. It's just at the beginning of the session, just keep track of everybody's rolls and figure out what people want to do and how they want to choose to react to certain situations and situations of stress that require a pass fail or some other sort of system. Maybe you can even modify that somewhat where like 50% of the time you succeed completely, 20% of the time you succeed but you got some complications, and so on and so forth. You could come up with some sort of way to keep track of that. And I think it'd be interesting to see, the players have that tactical sort of, I don't know if you call it an edge. I guess it's a little bit of an edge because it's not pure random luck. But, it comes down to the cold hard numbers, that cold hard percentage at the end. You know, oh, I have to fail. I have to fail these next 2 rolls. I wonder what they're going to be. You know, I wonder if they're going to be jumping across the cliff or something like that. It might also affect the game negatively though. You know, if it is a cliff and the player knows they're going to fail on something, they might not choose to go a certain way. They might be more safe. So it might have some problems. Oh, I hate my wife's cuckoo clock. But yeah, give the idea of failing a chance. I know that at the time that you have a bad roll, a lot of players are like down in the dumps. I can't believe I just failed that. It would have been so much fun, more fun if I could have succeeded at that. But I found that success overall depends on a series of, troughs and mountains and little roller coaster ride. If it's all the same, if it's all you win all the time, it just gets very boring. So, what are your thoughts on failing? Is it interesting? Do you like when your characters fail? I think I do. I think I enjoy when, especially when they're like, yeah, I guess it's more botches and things like that that I really enjoy. But there are times when that failure just makes things more interesting. All right, this has been a video response to, I think, Red Dice Diaries, Hemopai, and Blackjack Rabbit 1970, and all their links are down below. All right, everybody. Thanks.